This year will be the third edition of the Pitso Ya Kalaneng 2026 festival, and it's happening at the Wits Theatre Complex, where the festival will run from Monday the 2nd of February up until Saturday the 7th of February, carrying the theme A Call to the Theatre. Plus, featured a diverse program of theatre, dance, music galore. And so for more on this year's offering, we're actually going to be joined by lecturer for movement studies, physical theatre and choreography, Kamogelo Molobye. Good morning and thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's ebony and ivory. I love the interpretation.
You really got the memo.
Thanks for joining us so bright and early to chat about this. It's an exciting time. It's a new academic year. It's a new month as well. But we're obviously looking at the third edition of this installment. So tell us about the expectations this time around.
I think this year we are really excited about the collaborators that we have on board. The festival, although it's 3 years, this year has grown in leaps and bounds. And I think the ability to be able to create what is becoming a cultural hub in Johannesburg with theatre and performance and music has really become something that has thrilled us for this year in terms of the festival.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit more about what that means, especially the direction that it's taken, that integration, the representation as well?
So initially 3 years ago when we started the festival, we are just coming out of COVID. And we're trying to figure out how do we make our students excited again about the theatre and performance industry and not feel disheartened about having had to learn online and do productions online. And that's where Pitso Ya Kalaneng came into being, a call to the theatre to really encourage everybody to want to be excited about theatre again. And then our collaborators was mainly the Wits School of Arts, Fine Arts, Digital Arts, Music and Drama for Life. Then after in the market laboratory came on board within the first and second year. And now we have SABC Arts Academy, Lutando Arts Academy, UP, UJ. And so it's really allowed for us to really grow it much bigger than what it really was.
Yeah, it's also speaking to the power of connection, because that was what we missed during COVID as well. And so when you speak to that desire, how is that fueling the performance as well? I'm saying this because we know the power of art. We know where our country also is. And so as much as it helps us to heal, it's also protest. It's a form of speaking up, of having our voices heard. The next generation asserting themselves.
Correct. I think what has been fantastic is to see some of the themes that have emerged out of this year. There's some productions that are paying homage to parents and matriarchs and the kind of lineage and inheritance that comes from matriarchs in South African households. There are productions that deal with identities. What does it mean to name and belong and become within the South African context? There are productions that are dealing with the precarity of living in South Africa during load shedding and the kind of innovations that we have to come up with in order to find ourselves in a comfortable position. And there are some really fun productions such as the Wits Choir, who are just lighting things up on stage, and as Busiso Mkhizo, who is bringing up also a production of the musical theatre students. And so it's a very broad and range kinds of specialities and themes that are coming up from this year.
The grueling rehearsals and logistics that's happening behind the scenes. That was literally what came to my mind's eye. What's happening? I'm asking this because obviously it's running for the entire week.
Correct.
So there's different performances at different times, different items. How was that specifically broken down?
This has been a very long planning process for about 4 months, because we've got 28 different productions this year. And it's been, the Wits team has been fantastic. Lerato Sekele, in collaboration with the theatre and performance staff, Isana Maseko and Sinentlantla, who have allowed for this coordination to come on board. And the rehearsals started 3 weeks ago. Students, as soon as you said happy, they were right back to the rehearsal space. Good. So it's been lovely. They've been really dedicated.
Good. It's about also empowering people as well, because you've coupled it with workshops as well.
Correct.
Talk to us about the aim of that as well, and how are you going to measure the outcomes?
I think because we are also experiencing the new incoming first years, what is important for us is for them to also understand that part of being a performance and theatre student is engaging with theatre. And allowing for themselves to also sometimes have the first experience of being in a workshop space and to really lose inhibitions of what they think university might be, to really allow them to have a pure introduction towards the fun and the thrill and the excitement of theatre and performance. And so that's what the workshops are doing. The biggest outcome for us is massive participation. For them to feel that in relation to academic rigor, we as practitioners are also building ourselves in terms of creative output.
What excites you the most? I mean, is there a firm favorite? Is this fair to ask you? I don't know. What should
I might be
people?
biased
Which
because
one are you saying? Is the one that people should actually be watching?
I have a show myself that I'm choreographing in the
Amazing.
work titled Two Threads. It's a production about two brothers who have not met each other for a long time and are coming together at this family gathering and are trying to figure out where's the next step from here. I'm also performing in a colleague's production, Solitude, a work about the moment of waiting in silence and that solitude is not always loneliness. And so I might be slightly biased, but it's a very broad program.
You've sold it there. I need to wrap up, but just very quickly, the arts in South Africa supported large resources. I mean, there are lots of constraints, but there are also benefits as well. What's that journey look like? What's the practicality of it as well for students?
The challenging thing right now with the arts and culture landscape is will always be resources and lack of resources and funding and the ability to be capacitated with making work. I think what this festival allows us to do is to open up resources to any production that wants to come in. The hashtag is We Are Here, which is an invitation. You need space, call on to us. You need resources, call on to us. You need technical support, call on to us. And so I think needing to mitigate against the current climate that we have and we face as creatives right now in South Africa means that we need to innovate and work collaboratively in order to mitigate against that.
Interconnectedness.
Always.
Well, the baton's been handed over. Good luck for this third edition. Pitso Ya Kalaneng 2026 Festival happening, as you heard, from the 2nd, Monday, the 2nd of February to Saturday, the 7th of February at the Wits Theatre Complex. Again, thank you to Kamogelo for joining us and just chatting to us about what we can expect for this edition.